Hello, everyone. I am not Olivia Brooks Allen. She was our presenter yesterday, unable to join us today, but I hope I do her proud. We at the Social Innovation Summit, for those of you who weren't here yesterday, we have a new program we started last year to recognize outstanding achievement and leaders who are really driving amazing programs, initiatives, partnerships across a number of different areas and categories. Yesterday, we highlighted great organizations in the ESG category, in the DEI category, and economic empowerment. Today, we're going to recognize future of work, health and well-being, and right now, education. So with that, I am pleased to announce our winner for this year, the 2022 Social Innovation Summit Awards, University Innovation Alliance. And Dr. Bridget Burns, their CEO, is here, is going to accept the award. And before she comes on stage, I just want to introduce her and share a little bit about why we thought that they were so deserving and she was so deserving of this award. The University Innovation Alliance is a national coalition of large public research universities leading a counterculture movement to redefine higher education around equity and student success. Rather than exclusivity, they do this by working as multi-campus laboratory to test and scale innovations that dramatically improve outcomes for low-income, first-generation, and students of color. The UIA's groundbreaking and industry-leading work has achieved unprecedented outcomes for their 450,000 students since 2014, including increasing their low-income graduates by 46%, increasing their graduates of color by 85%, and they have already produced 100,000 additional graduates over their 2014 projections. Dr. Bridget Burns, welcome. Please accept your award.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much. It's a huge honor to be able to accept this award on behalf of my universities. And it's also kind of strange because I am an unlikely person to be accepting an award for education. I grew up in poverty in rural Montana and was very much not expected to go to college. I was one of those kids who just barely made it to the right side of the tracks and then ran like heck. And it was higher education that completely changed my life, my perspective of myself and the world around me. And all I want is for every young person to have that same light bulb awakening moment that I had. Unfortunately, for millions of people, the American dream is growing increasingly more of an illusion than a dream. And that is a real threat to the economic competitiveness of our country and the future of our democracy. We need to ensure that every person can achieve their full potential regardless of the family they're born into or the neighborhood they grew up in. And the real challenge that we're trying to work on is that higher education is failing students. We fail half of all the people who walk through the door. It was never actually designed around the needs of students, especially not first generation, low income, and students of color, who are the students we need to be serving now and in the future. And doing that work, changing institutions, is actually really hard work. Change work is hard work. And it's less likely to happen if you do it alone. The second problem is that universities exist in a highly competitive environment that makes them less likely to link arms. Instead, it's much more elbows out from the beginning. We socialize them to go it alone. And it unfortunately means that good ideas are a bit more of a trade secret when we actually need them to go viral. And so the good news for those problems is that 8 years ago, 11 university presidents and chancellors who were all former first-generation, low-income, and students of color that grew up and became college presidents decided to band together and try and actually change the world by increasing the number and diversity of college graduates in this country and doing it by innovating together and scaling up what works. And importantly, they put their money where their mouth is. They actually match all the money that's raised. So the good news, as you heard, is that it's worked. So we know that this can actually be addressed and that social mobility is something that we can actually ensure for all Americans. Because with almost 500,000 students, we've already increased our graduates of color by 85%. Those numbers are unprecedented. and we have 170,000 students of color. We have 130,000 low-income students, and we've increased our graduates from low-income backgrounds by 46%. There are already 100,000 more college graduates walking around in the United States today that weren't expected to 8 years ago. So we're making this work happen. We know that when universities collaborate, that students can win, and the future of our country and our democracy can as well. So thank you so much for your award.